Test, test, test. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. It should be on. Yeah. Test, test. 1, 2. Test, test. 1, 2. There we go. Okay, I can hear myself now. Alrighty, so how. Yeah. Okay, so how close are we to the current song being over? Okay, we're just going to fade out of that one because it's 4:15 now. Alrighty, so whenever you are, it's 38 seconds, right? 5 seconds plus the 33-second opener. Mm-hmm. Yep. Alrighty. Okay, right now. Alright, you started it. Alrighty. And a very good afternoon to you and yours. We are back out here at the Waynesville Softball Stadium for today's Lady Tiger softball matchup. Again, Waynesville taking on Rolla. It's Connor Harbert here with you today, Z102.3. Glad you could join me for what promises to be another fun contest. Waynesville coming in off of their work this weekend at the AA softball tournament. I will be up front with you. Don't have results from that tournament. They were not on Misha, so we weren't really able to get some numbers, and the stats really show that as well. So we'll confirm that later on, but we'll go ahead and go with what we were heading into the weekend as 7-9 here on the year. Waynesville on a bit of a slide here at the moment. A couple of tough opponents last week in Lebanon and Kickapoo. So trying to get back in the win column here today against a team that played those two teams fairly close. The Rolla Lady Bulldogs, of course, they are 10-14 on the season. And of course, they took just 1-run losses to each of those two teams that we saw Waynesville play last week. So Rolla, definitely a tough opponent. Despite the sub 500 record, Waynesville is going to have to be on their A game here today. But of course, they are back home, and we'll see how things kind of work out from here. The first of 3 games we'll have for you this week. Of course, this starts it off here today. On Thursday, we'll be back at home for a meeting with Parkview. And then on Saturday, we'll have a Saturday game for you at 1 p.m. Different start time on that one, as Waynesville plays host to Iberia. So do keep that in mind. We have got plenty of broadcast dates for you here this week. Plenty of sports to be had on Z102.3 if you even want to add the football game in there. And then, of course, Chiefs football coming up on Sunday there as well. But again, we are still about 12 minutes away from opening first pitch here today. To kind of use a better term for you, first pitch here today. We already got our lineups set in stone, so we'll go ahead and carry those for you in just a few moments. We'll actually come back here in about, we'll say 60 seconds. When we come back in 60 seconds, I'll have those starting lineups, and of course, we'll kind of get ready to move on to today's ball game. But again, 60 seconds, 10 minutes away. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. And once again, welcome back here to the Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball Stadium, where we are just about, well, actually, we make it start early today. Already starting with our starting lineups here today out on the field. So I'll do the same. Connor Harbin here with you. Z102.3, first and foremost, the lineup for the Rolla Lady Bulldogs. Again, a record of 10-14 on the year. Batting leadoff, the shortstop, that'll be Taylor Heimbaugh. And then batting second, your left fielder in Abby Crete. Batting third, the first baseman, Bristol Klossner. Then batting fourth, batting cleanup, your designated player in Hannah Huss. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Jessica Mace. Batting sixth, the catcher, Taylor Blackman. Batting seventh, the pitcher, Madison Hambley. And then batting eighth will be your second baseman in Adelie Louth. Batting ninth, that's the right fielder in Kiara Weber. And then batting, the flex player here today, that'll be the center fielder, Corey Alcorn. Now the lineup here real quick for Waynesville. Batting leadoff, your center fielder, Alyssa Hillman. Batting second, the pitcher, Emma Ray. And then batting third, second baseman, Joe Jones. She's moving up in the lineup. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, Reagan Grosvenor. And then batting fifth, that's your first baseman in Brittany Davison. Batting sixth, the designated player, Riley Voigt. Batting seventh, your catcher, Riley Grosvenor. Then batting eighth will be your left fielder in Giselle Perez. Batting ninth, the right fielder, Jennifer Boyd. And then finally, playing flex here today, that'll be your shortstop in Kendall Cobb. So we're going to move on to our national anthem. We'll take ourselves one last 2-minute break. Back in 2 minutes, you're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. And once again back here at the Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball Stadium, just about to get to action here a little bit earlier than what we had scheduled here today, but honestly, not complaining on this very nice Tuesday afternoon. We've got Waynesville set to take on the Rolla Lady Bulldogs. It's Connor Harbin here with you, Z102.3. Again, Emma Ray in the circle once again for Waynesville. And it'll be Taylor Heimbaugh set to bat here for Rolla to start things out. First pitch on the way from Ray is a ground ball, hard ground ball on the first base side, but it's going to go foul. And that'll be strike one. So our game today starts off with a strike. Again, Waynesville 7-9, or at least what we're going with today, coming off of last weekend's tournament. Here's a swing and a miss for strike two. Played 3 games last weekend. Still waiting on the stats to come through from that tournament. So I'll let you know once we get those numbers, but here's a pitch outside. I'll send the count to 1-2. Ray in the circle, Davison first. Joe Jones over at second. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Ray will get a strikeout here to begin things against the shortstop Heimbaugh. 1 down now here for the left fielder Abby Crete. So that's your right side of the infield. Jones and Davison. Got Kendall Cobb playing short today. Reagan Grosvenor over at third. First pitch to Crete. Hard foul ball to the right, but it's, again, foul. Strike one. Behind the plate today, Riley Grosvenor. Out in the outfield today, Jennifer Boyd in right. Alyssa Hillman in center. Giselle Perez out in left. Next pitch. Close, and it's going to be ruled a strike. So how about 0-2? No balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Another foul ball. We'll stay right there. So Rolla this season, as I mentioned, 10-14. Very much a team that plays lots and lots of games. They've lost their last 2. Lost to Sullivan yesterday, 6-3. Next pitch, ground ball, right side. Off the foot of Davison, bounces to the left. That'll sail into the outfield, and that's going to be extra bases here for Crete. She's going to head her way into second, and that'll be an error. That'll be an error on Davison. And that'll end up being a 2-bag error. Crete finds her way over to second with 1 out. And here comes the first baseman in Bristol Klossner. So Klossner at the ready. The first pitch goes to the backstop. Crete taking off for third. Throw is not going to be in time. And Rolla's got a runner just 1 bag away from the opening run. Talk about more Rolla's schedule here after this pitch. It's going to be a little bit too low again. How about 2-0? So before that, they played at the SEMO Showcase. We'll presume southeastern Missouri. Here's a hard hit ball to the right side. Foul, 2-1. Lost to Farmington, 13-1. Did beat Webster Groves, 15-6. And then a loss to Hillsborough, 10-0. Last time they've seen Ozark Conference action was against Lebanon. Here's another foul ball. That'll even things up, 2-2. Last time they saw Ozark Conference action, that was September 22nd, a 7-6 loss against the Lebanon Lady Yellow Jackets. As I mentioned, they've played some tough teams in the conference close. They've also claimed some big wins. Here's a ground ball over to second. That gets through the legs of Jones, and that's going to be a second straight error. A run will score from third. That'll be Crete. And Rolla leads this one here at 1-0. So Waynesville going to need to clean it up defensively here in the top of the first. 2 would-be outs have now resulted in base runners. So the first pitch to Hannah Huss is sent towards the on-deck circle. And that's going to bounce off of the waiting Jessica Mace. She'll be good, though. She's going to walk it off towards the Rolla dugout. And we'll come back to the plate 0-1. Got to be heads up over there in the on-deck circle. Very, very close here at the old ballpark. Here's a pitch up high, 1-1. For that loss to Lebanon, though, 2 big wins, including a team we're going to see later, Parkview. Next pitch gets away from Grosvenor. Taking off for second is going to be Klossner. She'll find her way into scoring position. 20th of September, beat Parkview 18-0. A 15-0 victory over Hillcrest. Here's a swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here to Hannah Huss, designated player batting cleanup. Next 2-strike pitch. Ground ball, that's through the legs of Jones. Boyd's going to play it out in right, but a run is going to score. And that's going to be a 3rd straight error. Klossner scores all the way from second, and it's 2-0 in favor of Rolla. Waynesville's been a very solid defensive team for the most part throughout this year. I've kind of lost the plot here early on. First pitch on the way. Jessica Mace is low. Nope. Ruled a strike. Strike 1. Rolla still looking for a base hit here in the top of the first. Next pitch. Chase to pitch up high. That'll even things up. Nope. Excuse me. That will not even things up. That'll mean an 0-2 count. Still mentally thought that first pitch was maybe a little low. Don't really have a good angle on it, to be fair. 2-strike pitch. Fly ball, right side, off towards the tennis courts. We'll stay at 0-2. After Mace would be Taylor Blackman. Behind the plate today. Currently warming up, looks to be a left-handed batter. Next pitch, swung on, missed. First base occupied here despite the ball being dropped, and so that'll go down to strikeout number 2. So 2 down now. So we're working to get the scoreboard rebooted out there in right field. Seems to be a bit of a technical issue out there. I would know those very well. So here's a first pitch strike to Blackman. Finds the outside edge for strike 1. You know, the thing about technology is it does not work 100% of the time. It looks like we're good to go as here's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So Ray throwing strikes today. Keeping it in the zone. Trying to limit the damage to just these 2 runs. Here's the pitch. In there, strike 3 called. Lovely location for the strikeout. And Ray will end the inning with those 2 runs across. But defensive mistakes hurt Waynesville here in the top of the first. Rolla scores 2 runs on no hits. There were 3 errors, and there was 1 runner left over on base. We're going to go ahead and move on now to the bottom of the first. We'll see if Waynesville can't score some runs and get back into this one. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here once again at the Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball Stadium as we're set to enter the bottom of the first. A 2-0 ball game. Rolla bringing across a couple of runs on 3 Waynesville errors. And so the Lady Tigers with some work to do if they want to get back in the win column here today as the Rolla pitcher starts to warm up here. Madison Hamby. At least maybe a discrepancy in my lineup here. Nope, it is going to be Hamby. Wrote down that it was Huss in my book. That's not right here. Still, either way, it'll be Hamby in the circle. So here comes Alyssa Hillman to start things off. Hillman slaps one down the third base line, but it's going to go foul, strike 1. Hillman back to bat and lead off. Leads the team in batting average this season. .373. 19 hits, 51 tries. Again, that is your 16-game stats. So here's another slap, but it again goes foul. All 19 hits for Hillman have been singles. 1 RBI, but again leads the team in runs scored. She's got 10 of them. One of the benefits of batting from that leadoff position. 0-2, another foul ball. Hillman needs to work on just bringing that slightly over to the right. And she'll get some words here from Waynesville head coach Rochelle Maubach. Now we'll step back in, again with an 0-2 count. Hillman, Ray, and Jones. Next pitch. Trying to get her to chase outside, but holds off. 1-2. Still behind the count. The next 2-strike pitch. Also low and away. Ball 2. So even count, 2-2 now. Standing in once again. And the delivery, same spot, 3-2. So 2 foul balls to start. Fouls off a would-be strike 3, but now watching 3 straight pitches low and away. Here's the payoff pitch. There's a fair ball down the third base side. The third baseman has it. Throw to first. Not in time. Hillman's going to beat out the infield single. The delivery from Mace to Klostner, not in time. And so Hillman hit number 20 for the season. And we'll see what Waynesville can do with the leadoff base runner aboard. Here's Emma Ray. Again, Hillman does lead that team in batting average. She's got speed to get down that line. Does it again here. It's the first pitch to Ray. It's a foul ball. Strike 1. Ray, 282. 11 hits, 39 at-bats. 8 singles, 2 doubles, and again, the team's only home run this season. Thought we almost saw a home run against Kickapoo on Thursday, courtesy of Joe Jones. And just barely being short of the fence, so that 1 home run mark still stands. 0-1 pitch, also called a strike. Now here's the 0-2. Inside. So Ray hops away, 1-2. After Ray would be Joe Jones. Next 2-strike pitch, ground ball into left field. That's a base hit. Hillman advances over to second as it's fielded out and in left. And Waynesville's cooking here. Runner in scoring position now for Joe Jones. We'll have a courtesy runner. Stepping in for Ray to run. That'll be Camden Raines.
Now back number 13, Joe Jones.
So Raines, the sophomore, going to get a chance to run now. A little bit of extra speed on the base paths as Jones settles in. Again, Jones, a player who's been moving up in the order recently. First pitch finds the outside edge. It's strike 1. Jones batting at .214. 6 hits, 28 at-bats. 3 singles, 3 doubles. Here's a swing and high fly ball out towards center. It's going to be playable, though. Underneath it is Alcorn, makes the catch, and Hillman's going to hang tight over at second. So that'll be out number 1. Got underneath it, but just not far enough to be any more than just a routine fly ball. And so with 1 away, here comes the cleanup hitter in Reagan Grosvenor. First pitch, chased one up high, it's strike 1. Reagan this season would be batting at .176. 6 hits as well, 4 singles, 2 doubles, and 34 looks at the plate. 0-1's too high as well, so that'll make it 1-1. Even count, next pitch, foul ball, sent off towards right. Again, off into the tennis courts it goes. And Reagan will fall behind the count, 1-2. Brittany Davison on deck. Hamby delivers the 1-2. Too high, ball 2. Davison on deck, and then after that, we'd see Riley Voigt. Now the 2-2. Swung on, miss, strike 3. That'll be out number 2.
Now by number 16, Brittany Davison.
So Waynesville now in danger of wasting those 2 early singles. But Brittany Davison still with a chance to rectify that mistake. She'll settle in, left-hand side of the batter's box. First pitch. Check swing, but wisely holds off on it, 1-0. Pitch up and inside. An infield single for Alyssa Hillman got us started. Then Emma Ray, a single in the left. So here's a pitch over the head of Davison. Both runners are going to advance. Ball goes well up the first base line, but Blackman is there to run it down. So Hillman will have to stay over at third. Still going to go down, though, as a wild pitch. So second and third now. 2-0 count. Make that 2-1. Pitch down the pipe as Davison watches it go by. Next pitch. Too low, ball 3. So Davison a nice lead in the count now, 3-1. How about the next one? Up high, ball 4. Davison's going to draw the walk. So Davison on down to first. Bases loaded here with 2 outs now. And here comes Riley Voigt. Voigt, your designated player today. No fielding, only batting. As the first pitch falls in for strike 1. Hamby delivers the 0-1. Swung on, shallow pop-up. Who's going to call it out there? Nobody's going to get it, and that's going to score a run here for Waynesville. I think there was a bit of miscommunication between second baseman and shortstop. Should have been a playable pop-up, but it comes down. That'll be an error on Rolla. And Waynesville will cut this down to a 1-run ball game here at 2-1.
Now batting number 1, Riley Grosvenor.
Bounced off the glove of the second baseman, so it'll be an E4 on the play. And the bases will still be loaded here for Riley Grosvenor. First pitch to Riley is swung on and missed for strike 1. Bases still loaded, by the way. Everybody just advances 1 bag. Riley batting 189. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Throw down to third. But Raines gets back safely. Riley finding herself in a deep hole here, 0-2. Hamby delivers the pitch. Low and away. 1-2. On deck, Giselle Perez. If we get anything more. Next 2-strike pitch. Ground ball over to short. Played by in the backhand. Throw over to third. It's going to be in time. And that'll be it here for the bottom of the first. But an error by Rolla allows a run to score. 1 run coming across on 2 hits. There was the 1 error, and there was ultimately 3 runners left over on base. So into inning number 2 we go. The top of the second. Waynesville able to cut the lead down to 1 at 2-1. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here at the Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball Stadium, a new inning, inning number 2. Top half of the inning is Rolla set to bat. Rolla leading this one over Waynesville 2-1. Waynesville not allowing a hit in that first inning, but 3 costly errors allowing runners to move around the bases. So they'll try to cut down that here. As Rolla returns to the plate, it'll be 7, 8, and 9. Hamby, Louth, and Weber. As we'll start off, pitcher versus pitcher matchup. Here's Madison Hamby. Cut at the first pitch, fouls it off, strike 1. Again, 3 errors in that first inning for Waynesville. 3 strikeouts as well. Very interesting first inning. Waynesville even scoring their run on an error. As here's a pitch that sails to the backstop for ball 1. The 1-1 now. Another foul ball, strike 2. No earned runs in this one so far because of that fact. But earned runs aren't what really count after all. It's just runs in general. 1-2 now. Trying to go high and outside with it. Goes to the backstop again, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch looks good, and it's going to be ruled strike 3. Up in the zone, but stays in the zone. And Hamby will strike out, make that strikeout number 4 for Ray now. So that brings up Adelie Louth. So Louth batting from the right-hand side, second baseman today. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Nice day for some softball, by the way. I know I usually say that, but there are good and bad days. Here's a swing and a foul tip for strike 2. Not a cloud in the sky today. Upper 70s. A nice breeze occasionally. That ranks up there. Here's a swing and a foul ball off to the net for strike 2 still. Not strike 3. Don't know where I got that idea. We'll just stay at 0-2. Got so busy thinking about the weather, I put myself on autopilot. Here's a ground ball right side. Davison going to dive for it. Able to knock it down, but that'll still be an infield base hit for Louth. A nice stop from Davison to keep that ball from maybe going into right. But Louth is able to beat it out, and so Rolla has their first hit. 1 out, runner on first. Here's Kiara Weber. Weber, another left-handed batter, squaring up to bunt. Misses, strike 1. After Weber, of course, we return to the top of the Rolla order. Taylor Heimbaugh, next pitch, going to lay down that bunt. Moving up on it's Grosvenor, over to first. Jones has it. Now nobody's covering third, and so moving over to third is going to be Louth. So they do get the out. That'll be out number 2. But Rolla a chance to extend their lead once again with a runner on third. Honestly, pretty good heads-up base running from Adelie Louth. But a chance to get out of the inning here as Taylor Heimbaugh settles in. Trying to bunt. Ball gets away. Play at the plate. Is Riley going to slide in? No, they're going to say it was a foul ball. I feel like our home plate umpire was trying to signal that for quite some time, but the play ran all the way to the end. But now our umpires are going to get together and talk about it. And they're going to say it wasn't a foul ball after all. And so that's going to be a run scored. Our home plate umpire signaled that it was a foul ball, but our field umpire signaled that it was not. And now they're going to get over and talk about it again. And now they're going to put the runner back on third. So, nothing changes. I'd like to get a count, though. But we'll get back to it here. I guess I'll find out sooner rather than later. Next pitch. Bit of a half-hearted swing. No contact. And that'll be a strike. So no balls, 2 strikes. That's what we've got. Ray, up high. Ball 1. Hoping we can get an indication here. But I don't see anything changing, so I'm going to assume 1-2. Next 2-strike pitch. Foul tip. And so if there wasn't before, now there is. And now we can move ahead with 100% certainty that it is 1-2. Runner on third, 2 outs. Again, Waynesville trying to get out of this. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Ray gets her second strikeout of the inning. She's got 5 today. And Waynesville will strand that runner over on third. So no runs coming across on 1 hit. There were no errors. And there was 1 runner left over on base. So let's move on into the bottom half of the second. Waynesville still trailing by 1. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Back here at the Waynesville Lady Tigers softball stadium, 8, 9, and a 1 set to bat for Waynesville as they look to get this ball game back to tied, 2-1 at the moment in favor of the Rolla Lady Bulldogs. Giselle Perez standing in. Connor Harvett here with you up in the booth today. Z102.3, first pitch to Perez, swung on and missed. It's strike one. Madison Hamby still in the circle. This ball game about 25 minutes old. Got started a little bit early today. Here's another swing and a miss. It's quickly 0-2 against Perez. Perez looking for something. 259 on the year she's batting. 7 for 27, 0-2. Changing speeds and drops it right on in. Nothing Perez could do about that one but watch it go by. She'll be the second strikeout victim for Hamby today. And that brings us to the number 9 batter with 1 out, Jennifer Boyd. The change in the speeds is jarring as Boyd looks to slap one down the first base side. Misses, it's 0-1. Boyd gonna watch another one go by that drops in for strike 2. Boyd batting at 185. 5 hits, 27 tries. 0-2. Makes contact, puts it down the third base side, but it goes foul. We'll stick at 0-2. After Boyd would be Alyssa Hillman. If Hillman manages to get aboard, or if Boyd manages to get aboard, we'd see Emma Ray. Next pitch, low and away, ball 1. Boyd standing back in the box. Again, a left-handed batter. Hamby delivers the 2 strikes. Goes to the changeup, but Boyd pops it up. Goes back to the circle. And Hamby will put the glove on it for out number 2.
Alyssa Hillman.
So Boyd pops out. Base is empty. 2 outs. Here's Alyssa Hillman again. First pitch to Hillman's outside for ball 1. Hillman, her first time, was able to beat out an infield single. She later came around to score on an error. 1-0. Contact made. Foul. Third base side. 1-1. One of 2 hits today for the Lady Tigers. Their first time through the lineup. One of 5 base runners. 1-1 delivered. Swung on. Another foul ball. 1-2 now. Again, 2 outs. Nobody on. Rolla creeping their infielders to guard against that would-be ground ball. Here's a pop-up. Foul territory now. And we'll stay at 1-2. Trying to guard against the ground ball. Next pitch. Popped it up. But it's still 1-2. Here's the next pitch from Hamby. There's another pop-up. Back to the circle, and Hamby will put the glove on it for his second straight pop-out to end the inning. So, 1-2-3 goes Waynesville here in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. That'll move us on over to the top of the third now. Waynesville still trailing by 1 here at 2-1. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Abby Creed, a hard-hit line drive into right field as we start off the top half of the third, wasting no time. First pitch of the inning. As Boyd plays it out in right, will limit it to just a single. But a hard-hit ball gives the Lady Bulldogs of Rolla a leadoff base runner. 2-1 our score here in the top of the third. Connor Harbert here with you. Z102.3. Waynesville trailing here in this one. Here's a swing, a ground ball off to the backstop for strike one. Bristol Klosner to the plate. So Crete was 0 for 1, now 1 for 2. Klosner also 0 for 1. Both of them reached on an error back in the first. 2 of 3 errors. Here's a bunt laid back down to Ray. Ray's got it. Throw over to Jones at first. Jones fields it cleanly. That'll be out number 1. Meanwhile, Crete does move over to second, so the sacrifice will work.
Number 26, Hannah Huss.
So there is one down. Runner on second. Here's Hannah Huss. Huss also reached on an error. First pitch, in there at the knees, it's strike one. No balls, one strike. Next pitch, high and outside, it's ball one. As I never fail to mention to you, good sized crowd on here today. 1-1 now. Hard hit line drive, right center. That's going to score a run. That's all the way to the fence. Boyd fields it out in right. Going to try to get it over to second. But Haas is going to be in there with a standing RBI double. 3-1 now in favor of Rolla.
Number 25, Jessica Mace.
So Haas rips one out in the right center. Our game's first extra base hit. And again, Waynesville finds themselves trailing by 2. 3-1 in the top of the third. One out. Runner still on second. Here's Jessica Mace. Mace swinging away. Foul ball. Strike one. Rolla traveling rather well, as you'd expect. Not really too far away from our home base here in Waynesville. Hop, skip, and a jump down I-44. Oh, 1 pitch in there. Strike two. Of course, haven't been here too long. Had to think about that for a second. Had to dwell on it. But I think that's right. I don't think you have to do anything different. 0-2. Swung on. Foul ball. And somewhere into the stands that one goes. We'll stay at 0-2. Guess I'll have to know eventually. When we eventually travel down to Rolla for Waynesville Tiger football. 0-2 on the way. Changing his speeds. Gets away briefly from Grosvenor behind the plate. But Haas not moving. We'll just go 1-2. We're at home this Friday, though. Homecoming for the Tiger football team. Lots to do on that day. Ground ball, third base side. That gets through for a base hit. Out in the left it goes. Perez has it. And it'll be a single. Runners at the corners. 2 straight base hits now here for Rolla.
Number 27, Taylor Blackman.
So first and third here, and Waynesville's going to have to find a way to limit the damage. Hopefully keeping it to just the 1 run that's already come across. But here comes Taylor Blackman. First pitch to Blackman. Another hard hit ground ball left base side. That's going to roll all the way up to the fence here as Perez has to go ahead and chase after it. 1 runs across and make it 2. It'll be a 2 RBI double here for Taylor Blackman, and Waynesville now trails 5-1. So 2 RBIs for Blackman. And she herself now stands on second. And now we'll get a courtesy runner here for the catcher Blackman as Madison Hamby steps to the plate. Let's see who that might be. That's going to be Presley Fuller, who settles into the game. We've got ourselves now a 5-1 ball game. 3 runs already across. This time, Rolla doing it with the bats. Their most successful inning thus far. First pitch, too low, ball 1. 4 hits. 1 out, and that was a sacrifice. Rolla's been able to get whatever they wanted here in this inning. Ground ball, First base side, Davison has it, steps on first for the out. And that'll be out number 2. Use my commentator jinx for good there, as Rolla immediately generates the out. So 3 unassisted as Hambley is gone. 2 away, here's Abby Louth. Louth fouls the first one off to the Rolla dugout. And that'll be strike 1. Oh and 1. Again, 2 outs, runner on third. Here's a pop fly, foul ball. And Ray will quickly now make it 0-2. Louth had the game's first hit, or Rolla's first hit. Now the 2-strike pitch runs inside. 1-2. One and two now. Too low. 2-2. So after Louth would be Weber. Then we go back to the top of the Rolla order. Next 2-strike pitch. Ground ball, right side. Jones has it. Throw's going to go to first. Davison has it. And that'll be it here for inning number 3. But the Lady Bulldogs put 3 on the board. 3 runs coming across on 4 hits. There was no errors. And there was 1 runner left over on base. So, into the bottom of the 3rd we go. Waynesville, they find themselves now trailing here by 4. 5-1 our score. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3. Bottom of the 3rd here in Waynesville. Lady Tigers find themselves trailing here to Rolla. 5-1 our score. But 2, 3, and 4. Middle of the lineup set to bat here for Waynesville. It's Connor Harbin here with you today. Z102.3. The first of 3 times we'll find ourselves out here at the softball field this week. A rare 3-fer. Tell you about it here after this first pitch to Emma Ray. In there, strike 1 called. So yes, we will be out here today, obviously. Then we'll be back here Thursday, a matchup with Parkview. Same time and place. Here's a pitch inside, ball 1. But then we'll have a bit something different for you. Saturday, 1 p.m. first pitch, taking on Iberia. So make sure to tune in that day. Here's a swing and a foul ball right side. Ray sends it over the fence, goes 1-2. Of course, the night before, we'll be here in Waynesville for homecoming. All these broadcasts, and I don't even have to leave Waynesville. You gotta love it. 1-2. Outside, ball 2. Nothing, of course, against traveling around the area. Gotten to see plenty of cool stadiums on the football side of things, and even on the softball side. Our trip to Lebanon last week. Here's a line drive over to short, but that's going to be right at the shortstop, Heimbaugh. And she'll make the grab for out number 1. So Ray gives it a shot, but just couldn't find the gap there. With 1 away, here's Joe Jones. But yep, gonna get real used to this commute. That's the word I'm looking for. From the office to just next to the high school. Here's a swing and a miss, 4-strike 1. It's 1-1. Jones flew out to center field her last time up, so she's 0 for 1. Now the 1-1. Foul ball to the screen, 1-2. Jones trying to get aboard here after going 1, 2, and 3. Waynesville anyway. The last half inning. Ground ball third base side, but it goes foul. And we'll stay 1-2. We're able to get 5 base runners in that first inning. We're able to score 1 off of it. But then it was the 1, 2, 3. And becomes set. The 1-2 now on the way. Ground ball, same spot, same result. Foul ball, 1-2. How about the next 2-strike pitch? That runs inside. Did that catch Jones? They're going to say it did. Jones hit by the pitch, so she'll trot on down to first.
Number 23, Reagan Grosvenor.
So Jones on first, and that brings us now to Reagan Grosvenor. Here's a foul ball to the net for strike 1. Oh, 1 count, 1 away. Next pitch to Reagan Grosvenor. Could be 2. Over to second for 1. Throw to first, not going to be in time. Either go down as a fielder's choice. Joe is thrown out, trying to advance to second, but Grosvenor is able to hustle down the line. But now our umpire is going to get together here. I'm not quite sure what it could be about this time. I think I have a feeling, but no, they're going to say she's safe at first. Might have had something to do with the route out of the batter's box, or something similar to that. At least that's what I'm trying to use my context clues, our conversation down between the Rolla coaches and the home plate umpire. He's not going to win the argument, though, so I'll have to head back to the dugout. 2 outs now in the inning. And here comes Brittany Davison. First pitch on the way to Davison. Outside, it's ball 1. Not going to win too many arguments against the umpire. I've seen it happen. It's happened in this game. But not a lot. It's a very rare occurrence. Here's a pitch that's high and inside now, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes here to Davison. Walked her last time up. Here's a swing for strike 1. Walked, but was thrown out at third to end the inning. 2-1 now. Finds the inside edge here. Strike 2. Next 2-strike pitch. Change up. This time it's inside. And we'll go full at 3-2. So full count, 2 outs. Watch for Grosvenor to run with the pitch. Here it is. Takes off, and it's going to be low. Ball 4. For the second time in this one, Davison will draw the walk. Good looking pitch. Again, don't have the best angle on it here, but must have missed by just a smidgen. So first and second here for Waynesville. Maybe a 2-out rally. Opportunity for a 2-out rally. It's the first pitch to Riley Voigt. It's a called strike 1. Voigt reached on an error. Play that scored Waynesville its only run today. That, of course, back in the first, as here's a pitch that sails to the backstop. Wild pitch puts runners on second and third. Second wild pitch of the day for Hamby. And now on the 1-1 count, here's a swing and a foul ball, 1-2. Grosvenor on third. Davison on second. 2-strike pitch. Swung on, soft ground ball, first base side. Hamby picks it up, underhand toss to first. And it's going to be Voigt just in time to end the inning. So, Waynesville puts runners on second and third, but unfortunately score none. No runs on, no hits. There were no errors. And there were 2 runners left on base. So, brand new inning now, inning number 4. As Waynesville trails by 4. Inning number 4, trailing by 4. Here to Rolla. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball, Z102.3. Back here in Waynesville, top of the 4th, already an 0-2 count. Here to Kiara Weber. Foul ball, hard hit. Left side, off the pole, back in the field of play. But it's 9-1-2 here for Rolla. Lady Bulldogs leading Waynesville here today 5-1. Waynesville, an opportunity to score in the previous half inning, just couldn't bring him home. It's a pitch that bounces well in front of the plate. It's 1-2. Connor Harbert here with you on the call, Z102.3. Hopefully your day is going rather well. It's a fastball, up and in now, ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Again, just getting things started here in the top half of the inning. Here's a hard hit ball, left side, but it hooks just foul. And we'll stay right here at 2-2. We've seen hard hits from all over this Raw lineup today. I think the game's most impactful hit came from the 6th hole. 2 RBIs, 2 RBI double. Next 2-strike pitch. Another line drive left side, and again it goes foul. Nice little battle brewing here between Weber and Ray. As Ray hunts for her 6th strikeout today. Picked up 5 through the first 2 innings. Next 2-strike pitch. Another line drive to the left. Has Weber just a little bit behind these pitches here. But not enough to force the no contact. Several opportunities at 2 strikes. This one the latest. Here it is. Skips the plate. Ball 3. So a full count to start off the inning. Here's the next pitch. Ground ball, left side, through into left field for a base hit. Finally caught up to one enough to put it in the field of play, and she's going to be rewarded with a single. So Weber's aboard, and here comes the top of the order again. Taylor Heimbaugh. Heimbaugh 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. First pitch, Heimbaugh squaring up, or at least briefly squaring up, but pulls it back for ball 1. Next pitch, This time able to bring it up enough for strike one. Strikeout in the first and second for Heimbaugh. Trying to change her fortunes as she lays the ball down the third base side. Foul for strike two. One of two Lady Bulldogs to not reach base tonight. Here's the next two-strike pitch. Put in the field of play. Ray's going to have to make the throw to first. Is it going to be in time? Yes, it is. Beat her by a half step. That'll draw the ire of the Rolla coaches, but Heimbaugh will be ruled out. Weber moves on over to second. It was definitely bang-bang to be certain. Here's a hard-hit line drive out into right. Boyd fields it out there. Are they going to send the runner home? Yes, they are. Jones, the throw to the plate is not going to be in time. Run will score. And Abby Creed, who has hit the ball hard today, has made it a 6-1 ball game.
Number 15, Bristol Klossner.
So 6-1 now. Waynesville trailing by 5. First pitch fouled off, strike one. Bristol Klossner at the plate. She's 0 for 1. Reached base in the first on an error, but scored. Laid down a sacrifice in the third. 0-1 offering is up high, ball one. Klossner first base, batting third, fourth batter of the inning. One strike pitch, caught the inner edge, strike two. Next pitch, change up, but left it high, 2-2. Two-strike pitch, runs inside, and that's going to hit her.
Number 26, Hannah Huss.
So Klossner takes her base after being hit by the pitch. It'll be first and second with one out. Here comes the designated player, Hannah Huss. Huss last time up, a 2 RBI double. First pitch, though, swinging away. Ball sent back to the circle. Ray's throw to first in plenty of time this time. And that'll be out number 2. Meanwhile, though, both runners do advance. It'll be second and third.
Number 25, Jessica Mace.
So 2 away now. But again, 2 runners in scoring position. Here's Jessica Mace. Mace 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. First pitch up high. It's ball one. 6-1 our score, 1 run across in the half inning. The 1-0 from Ray. Foul tip, 1-1. Another 1-1 count. This game seen plenty of 2-2 counts. Or just 2-strike counts in general. 1-strike pitch. Got away from Ray a little bit. That's going to go to the backstop. Nobody coming home. Riley trying to slide into home plate, but the runner's going to score. So that'll make it a 7-1 ball game on the wild pitch. 6-run advantage now for the Lady Bulldogs. As Klossner also moves over to third. And now here's a pitch that goes in for 2-2. So I was just saying there's been a lot of 2-2 counts here today, and initially I misspoke. Meant to just say 2 strike counts, but I guess I willed it into existence this time. 2s across the board. Next pitch, swung on, miss, strike 3. And that'll be it here for the top of the 4th. But another 2 runs across for the Lady Bulldogs. 2 runs coming across on 2 hits. 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. There was 1 runner left on base. Bottom of the 4th now here in Waynesville. Lady Tigers trailing by 6. 7-1 your score. You're listening to Waynesville Lady Tiger Softball, Z102.3. Back here to Waynesville now, bottom of the 4th. Here in our softball contest today, Waynesville finding themselves trailing by 6. Need to get the bats going here in this one. Fortunately, a chance to do just that. It will be for Waynesville. 7, 8, and 9. It's Reagan Grosvenor at the start things off. First pitch to Riley's outside. It's ball 1. Connor Harbin here with you on Z102.3. Last time up, Riley reached base on a fielder's choice. 1-0 now. Inside edge, strike 1. Grosvenor, Perez, and Boyd. The 3 we'll see for sure. So here's a swing and a miss for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Next offering, swung over the top of it, ball dropped, throw has to go to first, but it's there. It'll be a strikeout to begin the bottom of the 4th.
Number 11, Giselle Perez.
That'll be a strikeout, and out number 1. Here's Giselle Perez again. Perez 0 for 1. She also struck out, but that was back in the 2nd. First pitch, swinging away. Another hard hit ball right to a Rolla fielder. Tell you what, there's been several of those today, so that'll be out number 2.
Number 7, Jennifer Boyd.
Good hit. But you have to find the gaps with hits like those. Nice play, though, over there. Third base, Jessica Mace, playing that ball on a hop. Quickly 2 outs now. Jennifer Boyd going to foul one off to the net for strike number 1. So 0-1 here to start to Boyd. Popped out to the pitcher last time. Contact, line drive. Caught by Coach Maubach, 0-2. Oh and 2 now. Maybe rocks and fires. Contact, left side, foul. Off towards the football field. Boyd stays alive. Boyd, the number 9 hitter. Here's our next 0-2. Runs inside over the top of Boyd. And we'll go 1 and 2. Right on over the head, that last pitch. How about 1 and 2? Ground ball, left side, going to be played by the shortstop Heimbaugh. Her throw to first, just in time. And that'll be it here to end the inning. So 1, 2, 3 goes Waynesville. Strikeout, line out, and a ground out. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Top of the 5th now. New inning here in Waynesville. Lady Tigers still trailing Rolla 7-1. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball, Z102.3. Ground ball, third base side as we get back to it here in inning number 5. Top of the 5th, Waynesville trailing by 6 here to Rolla. 7-1 our score. Connor Harbit hanging out with you this Tuesday evening. First of 4 times we'll hang out together right here on Z102.3. 0-1. It's up high. Ball 1. Of course, first of 3 softball games this week. Next time out on Thursday. 1-1. Ground ball. Right side. Jones scoops it up. Goes to first with it. Davison puts it in the glove for out number 1. Simple as that to start things out.
Number 20, Madison.
The old 4-3 put out. That brings us back to Madison Hamby. Again on Thursday against Parkview. Lady Vikings come to town. That'll be a 4:30 start, give or take. It's the Saturday game, as here's a called strike 1 to Hamby that you got to be aware of. It's a 1 o'clock start on Saturday, so we'll have pregame 12:45. 0-1, up high, ball 1. I'll get up early just for you. Or I guess early for me. 1-1, again up high. It's 2-1. I get my sleep on the weekends. Always up and at 'em at the office. Nice and bright and early. Not as early as some of my esteemed coworkers, but early enough. And I sleep it all off on the weekends. Ground ball, first base side. Davison has it, takes it to the bag herself, and that'll be out number 2.
Number 4,
So 2 ground outs to the right side. 1 to Jones, 1 to Davison. With 2 away and nobody on, here's Adelie Louth. Of course, on Saturday, we're taking on Iberia. Don't know if I mentioned that or not. Here's a swing and a foul ball. Backstop for strike 1. The Iberia Rangers come to town. A team we've seen on the air this season. Flashback, couple weeks, Frisco League tournament. Iberia taking first place in that. So definitely a quality team coming to town on Saturday. 1-1 now as the pitch misses outside. 1-1 on the way. Here's a foul ball right side. Add another strike to the total. It's 1-2. Defeated Dixon in the title game 15-0. The one common opponent between our 2 teams. Another ground ball over to first. Davison has it, and she'll take it to the bag for the 1-2-3 inning. So nothing doing here for Rolla. First time since the 2nd inning. They've been held to no runs on no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. At the bottom of the 5th, Waynesville gonna need to get those bats moving. They trail by 6 here at 7-1. You're listening to Lady Tiger Softball right here on Z102.3.